All right, hello everyone. Here we are, hole 5. What I'm thinking is pretty much always go to that left-hand side would be my recommended advice. Of course, it's not a requirement. It's a little bit tougher target to hit. You can always go with some kind of overpower shot with curl over there. We need a substantial curl to the right with this wind direction. But what you're going to see me do is essentially just try to land up in here. So if I was just to set up to land kind of one plane here, what I'll typically do is the max. I'm thinking somewhere in the neighborhood of just a little bit more than 7 rings, 7.5 in this situation. Then I'm just going to push up to the max line. I made a note of this. Mention that, with a POC 4, you'll just need to kind of go into power, whereas I didn't have to do this with the POC 6. So that should be the only real difference, is I'll just kind of slightly go into power. And as you can see, we can put it gracefully into the fairway and get to the exact same position as a POC 6. So it is not going to be, and keep in mind that I went absolutely as much power as you would ever need to go. You never need to go beyond that. As you can see that I'm still very much towards the end of the fairway. I might have outdrove my last shot. So that just goes to show you that any clubs can pull this off. Now this is going to be a very challenging shot to do. As I mentioned, the one thing that you'll want to do, make sure that you use all that side spin. Make sure that you curl it as hard as you can. This is a very, very challenging shot. You have to land very close. It's easier with a POC because you can curl it more. Wow, this is super aggressive. I can't believe he's not even curling it that much. This needs to land perfect to actually get in the fairway on the other side. Oh, wow, look at that bounce off the rock. So, gift from God there, because as I mentioned, that was not enough. You really need to curl it around more. As you can see, without that going off that rock, this is just going to be way over here in the rough, not even close. It kicked straight right off that rock. I can't believe. What a lucky dude. So, you can see the wind's down, which means your ball guide offset probably needs to be down as well. So I may just kind of under adjust my ball guide just a little bit. Keep in mind that if the wind gets up, I may need to go more than this. Now, in terms of my ring adjustment, I'm thinking somewhere around 11 rings. So you'll see that I move 1 first, and then an additional 10. And once again, it's just kind of a glitchy needle. I always get that on this hole. Not saying that that's not a problem. As you can see, I'm not quite dialed in exactly, but this does go to show you that mastering that ball guide offset is going to be the key. As you can see, even with that great ball kind of going towards the hole there, and I was a little bit heavy on my ring adjustment, probably because I'm not at the max line. But in addition, you'll just have to kind of tweak that ball guide, because a 12 wind and a 10 wind, they're going to have different ball guide offset. So you got to keep that in mind. You can't just play statically and say, oh, I'm going to just go here. You do need to play the wind that you're given. So do keep that tip in mind. Let's see how my opponent pulls this off, and then I'll just pull the plug. Even though this was a replay, just for those of you who are wondering, because I've been forfeiting, I'm in the replay poll. So that essentially gives me the luxury of, I can forfeit out at any time, and it never gives my opponent a stroke because they already played their round anyway. So good luck with that hole, guys. As you can see, a very good opportunity for you to get that one. Good luck, and I will see you guys on the next hole.